someone is illegally crossing the border, why not just stop them? Instead of counting them with your little tally, hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me illegal immigrants. Daylight come and Mexicanos come home. No, like, bro, be like, no. Give them a compass and a bottle of water and be like, head south. Head south or come get these handcuffs. You know, why are we counting them? It doesn't make sense. I don't know. He's awesome. Do you know about Pete Hegseth?
I have another question on that point. How many times you reckon we've counted the same guy coming in? Like he comes over and then goes back home to, you know, his abuela, comes back, he gets counted again, goes back over back to see his abuela. Like, how many times you reckon that happened in a year? I mean, I don't know.
Well, the way they phrase it, I think it's crossings, not people. So I don't know.
Right. Okay, point, yeah, I gotcha.
Right? Crossings.
Pete Hegseth. Is that the very disagreeable bald guy or the very disagreeable guy with good hair?
Disagreeable, good hair,
okay.
War hero. He's the guy that like tells his wife about plans to bomb Yemen.
Is his wife a war hero?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because those guys tend to like cluster up with each other. They ain't all been. I mean, Florence Nightingale was a unit.
Florence Nightingale, that's Queen of Nurses, actually, for those who don't know.
And an absolute unit.
Was she? I guess.
Dude, go read just a little bit about her. Just tiny bits. It doesn't even matter where you pick up in her life. Just go check out something other than the nursing thing, because that's a major issue there. It's what she did while nursing that made it. It's like 1917, but it was her whole life, right? The movie 1917, the full cut, right? All 27 hours of him trying to run across that freaking battlefield. Yeah.
Florence, why does it say English status? No, I would remember I was a nurse, so we had to like study her. She's our patron saint of nursing. She invented allegedly the whole nursing profession as we know it in a war.
From the midwifery of the previous era, she brought it into washing bandages, using alcohol, using vinegar to sterilize dissections, using, lots and lots of stuff. They were all done. They were all out there. She pulled it all together into the same hospice concept.
Yeah, she did. I think she was famous for writing charts too. Like, I guess before they weren't writing charts. I don't know. I guess I have to read it. But she became a legend in Crimea, which is still a problem today. Interestingly enough, the Crimean War. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. So let me focus. Pete Hegseth wife. Okay, Pete Hegseth. Oh my God, Pete Hegseth. Okay, Pete Hegseth is a disaster. Because when you type in Pete Hegseth, he's got a wife, 3 wives come up. 3, that's a bit much, right? He's got Samantha Hegseth, 2010, 2017, Meredith Schwartz, 2000, may the Schwartz be with you, 2004 to 2009, and Jennifer Rache.
Bro, say that again. Is that Ratchet? Is it Rochette? Wait, say it again. You almost said it.
Rochette. Crimea River. Bro, that's a funny, hold on. That's funny. That's a good joke. Yeah, you fucking rule. All right. Who is U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's wife? What to know about Jennifer Rache? Rauchet. First off, she didn't take his last name, so that's a total fail, right? That's the ultimate sign of disrespect. You're going to marry a woman and she's not going to take your last name? Forget about it. That means she doesn't love you. That means she doesn't like you. That means she doesn't respect you. Pete Hegseth.
Hold on. What if her last name was like freaking, I don't know.
Kennedy?
Sure. Yeah. Her last name is Kennedy. And I'm like, I always wanted to be president. I know they're going to shoot me, but I might be president.
Well, who's the guy? Who's the weightlifter? Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife used to be named Kennedy.
And she's Shriver. Yeah.
Oh no, she didn't. Oh, that's right.
She's Shriver. Yeah, she's not Kennedy, but it's from Camelot. Yeah. She
kept her name. Hyphenated names are actually the worst. Hyphenated names are worse than if you're going to disrespect your man. You know, there's different levels of disrespect. Not taking his name, completely disrespectful. Hyphenating it is even worse because everywhere you go, when people see that hyphenation, if you're not Latina, they know right off the bat. It's just like a sign. Hey, I don't respect my man. I don't respect masculinity. I don't respect Timothy 2:12. I do not permit a man to teach a woman, rather she is to remain silent. I don't respect the word of the Lord. And it's everyone knows. Whereas if you don't take the name, at least there's like, you can say my husband, and people may not check, or it depends on what the relationship is. But this, let's see. Pete Hegseth has been married 3 times. Most recently to his former Fox News colleague, Jennifer Rache. Oh, she's a Fox News blondie. U.S. Secretary of Defense Rache first connected while they were both employed at the news station. At the time, Hegseth was married to his second wife. Oh, that's it, man. Men and women can't be friends. There you go. Men and women can't be friends because they end up like this. Samantha Deering, with whom he shares 3 sons, while Rache, who was also she's a mother of 3 at the time, was married to her former husband. Oh my God, this is like yours, mine, and ours. How many kids do they have between them? At least 6, 7. She gave Hegseth a kid. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is messy. In 2017, Rache gave birth to her and Hegseth's first child together. Wait a minute. Okay, in 2017, his current wife delivered a child, and a month later, he got divorced. Jesus Christ. This is so messy. He's impregnating his coworker while he's married. This is so freaking messy. This is right.
We are trying to get our birth rate up. Don't judge too harshly. If he's doing it for the nation, it might be okay, right?
That's a good point. Okay.
Good point. Our GDP is going to slip if we don't get our birth rate up. We've really got to step up the whole misandry thing.
No, we're not stepping up misandry. we can step up virility in males. I'm sure. I failed at that. I didn't. It just wasn't in my books. I wasn't interested in that. But let's see here. Hegseth came under fire when he inadvertently added. Yeah. Okay. So his wife is a former producer at Fox News. She's pretty, but she doesn't have the look. You know what I mean? She doesn't have the look. She is a pretty woman, but she doesn't look, fake with all the fake stuff on her face.
You ever met Fiona Rawls?
I don't even know who that is.
Okay. Y'all would get along. Y'all should do a show together or something. It would be great.
It's almost like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Fiona. She didn't respect him enough to take his name. She respected enough to get pregnant by him, which is bizarre, and have his kid, but not going to take his name. I wouldn't want to take this guy's name either. He's out here impregnating coworkers while he's married. The dude is a mess. This guy is a mess. Calvin, if you're here, I'll hand it to you, bro. Trump appointing this guy is a disaster. This guy is out here. Oh my God, how many kids does he have? Oh, here's 7. 7 children. Oh my God, they have 7 kids. That is a blended family if I've ever seen one. They got married at Trump's golf course.
Nice.
She supported him when he was accused of SA. Stand by your man. he's an attractive guy. He's a war hero. I could see how a woman would want that. But sometimes the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And if she's not going to take your name, what's the point? What's the point? But they're together now, and he's messing up. And
does the kid get your name or her name? Because that might be the point.
Oh, that's the ultimate disrespect. When you have a kid with a dude and don't give him the father's name and then put him on for child support. I think there's nothing worse. Imagine having a kid from a baby mama, a son. I know someone. I knew a Puerto Rican, and he met another Puerto Rican, and it was like his dream to have a pure Puerto Rican. Hey, whatever. He's a eugenicist. He wanted a pure Puerto Rican son, and he wanted to name him Junior. And they were like, fighting as people do. And at the end, she didn't make him Junior, and she gave him her last name. And it's like, wow, that's worse. That's worse than hyphenating a name. That's worse than not taking your husband's name. That's the ultimate disrespect.
Were they actually married? Was it like a full marriage?
No,
okay, there's your problem right there.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a kid with your name, you're going to have to go and do things for the kid with your name, and you got to be there from the very beginning to make it stick. Right?
I think you can name a baby anything you want,
except Megatron. Apparently,
is that illegal?
Yeah, apparently it's illegal in some places. They've got this. Like apparently you can name your kid Adolphus, but not Adolf if your last name are certain names.
I remember a case a long time ago where they tried to name him the little mustache man's name, and I think they tried to take the kids away from the parents, which is like,
yeah, there was a huge frou-for-all that went down on that. I remember that. But it's dude, that's like, just give that man the green frog troll mask and let him go about his day, and don't call that kid that name. Call him Dolph.
No, but it's an interesting legal. Maybe that's worth exploring again, or seeing where they're at now. Like the government saying, "Hey, you can't name your kid this," but of course, Fiona, thank you for pointing this out. Elon Musk named his kid after a stupid plane or some stupid shit.
Sure.
I mean, that should be illegal. You should take that kid away. I mean, Elon Musk needs a chastity belt. This dude's out here impregnating anything, and he needs some control of his nether regions. But anyways, let's get back to Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth, as Calvin pointed out, is a disaster. He's leaking attack plans to his wife, who works for Fox freaking News. This dude, is that treason? He's putting soldiers at risk, straight up.
You know how you find a leak in a dam?
Stick your hole in a dike.
Wait, what? Hold on. I don't get it. All right. So you go downstream from the dam and you find what appear to be like natural springs, and you measure the flow and determine whether it's sourced from but to make sure you dye the water and look for where the water's dyed downstream, and then you seal up those holes and you don't seal up the ones that don't come out dyed, because some of those are natural springs.
All right, I'm trying to put this together. So what are we?
So
we know the leak is Pete Hegseth, though, but do we put dye on him, or how did that work?
When you have a known quantity of leaks where you see things coming out in places maybe they shouldn't come out, you need to determine which ones are coming from within versus just rumor mill. You dye the water.
No, it's him. It's him. It's confirmed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
He's
dye
an
the
idiot.
water so that you can make the direct line comparison, and I think it's all going to come out in the wash if you'll let me stretch an analogy a little too far.
No, that's yeah. So yeah, we put some dye in the dam and the leak. We had a little boy with his finger in a dike. We called Inspector.
That's hate speech, sir.
we called Inspector Gadget. The lie detector test has determined Pete Hegseth is guilty and an idiot. He's in over his head. He doesn't know what he's doing. Just because you're a war hero, shout out to that. Absolutely. Doesn't mean you're a great leader. Just because you look good and have good hair and work for Fox News
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Hate me
Doesn't
because
make,
I'm hitting on your wife.
there it is. Doesn't make you a great leader, right? And Candor, I hope you're listening. I saw you pulled up because he's making even worse than all of this, endangering American lives. Perhaps selling out his country for Fox News, maybe. He's doing something even worse, a worse crime, and that is a fashion crime. He's wearing a camouflage tie, Woodland, the
Can we
80s
see it?
camouflage. Yes, the 80s camouflage that the Army used to wear. You know that, I think it's called Woodland something. It's awful. And he has that like American flag lapel handkerchief or whatever they call it. Not lapel, American flag handkerchief. It's like the biggest fashion blunder I've seen since the Obama tan suit. It's gross. It's disgusting. And furthermore, I don't know if you saw this or not, Gulf of America hats are strategically placed in front of every single cabinet member except for Trump. It's so cheesy. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's embarrassing. That being said, it's still 5,000 times better than if Kamala was president, though. Just for the record book. Let's get to it. Let's see what we got. Yo, BDU. There it is. Yeah. Look at this horrible tie. I know we're in small mode, but let's get to it. Here we go. I'll pause it when it gets to it. Let's go.
They're building because of the tariffs. November 5th gave them the tariff. So it's amazing when you look. And these are not companies that go out and say, well, we're going to build. We have to go get our financing. Let's go. Like we would in New York, everybody would look, you'd get a building site, and then you'd look around for money. You'd look around for financing for 6 months. You'd get your financing. You'd build your building. The market would be good. You'd make money. The market would be bad. It wouldn't be so pretty. You'd have to negotiate. Blah, blah, blah. This is different. These people have so much money, they don't know what to do. I asked Howard, did they finance it? No, they do it through cash. And they say that site, and they just started, they just announced it like a month ago, and they've already started. He said, I've never seen a site like it so big.
That's what she said.
You're talking about essentially a $50 million building. Now, if you build a warehouse for $50 million, that's a big warehouse, Scott. But
all right, hold on. Let's get back to heat packs. What's up?
You need a bicycle horn, and every time you do those one-liners, you should honk the horn.
You're right. I have a bicycle bell. It's on my bicycle, though.
I don't think that might do it, but we can try.
I'll consider it. It's a good idea. Pete Hegseth is a mess. First, he's got his camouflage tie, Woodland camo, gross. His hair is looking a little too curly. I am jealous of his hair, of course. He's looking fit. He's not fat. I'll give him that. He's got some lapel pin. I don't know what that is. Maybe an American flag. He's got a silly American flag handkerchief, right? But even with all these horrible fashion faux pas and infractions, what's even worse is this animal is drinking coffee. It doesn't even have a saucer on this little cup. Like, bro, what a freaking animal. Like, how do you drink coffee on this big cabinet desk without a saucer? Bro, you're going to leave a mark. You're going to have a little spill. You know this guy's a mess. Doesn't even have a saucer. Like, how did that even happen? How do you have coffee in the White House without a saucer? It's insane. This is insane. This is too much for me. Pete Hegseth has got to go.
What is the other little thing there? What is that in front of everybody? This little cup doohickey thing. Do we know?
Oh, it's
water.
It's a glass of water, and they put the thing on top.
Okay, I got you. Cool.
Standard practice for it gets set like when you walk in the room. Everyone has one in case you need it. Because do you remember that guy at the UN who drank out of the pitcher? Do you remember that? That was horrible. That poor guy. I feel sorry for him. Dude is thirsty.
I was right about the time the rolls kicked in real hard. It was hit good. He's like,
that dude was thirsty, man. I feel sorry for him. Like, and it's like it looks so refreshing. A pitcher of water. I've drinking out of pitchers before, like just my personal pitcher. But there it is. All right, let's get back to it. Let's see if we learn anything, or if this is just going to be Trump talking about how awesome he is. Let's go.
Doing in terms of the economy.
Here we go.
But that's a little bit risky. Or you can build your own electricity and become your own utility. And they, I think in all cases, are deciding to do that. So it's very exciting. And we have a lot of things going. We took over on January 20th. These are quarterly reports. We took over on January 20th. The tariffs haven't kicked in yet. I know that, and I don't want this to happen, but I know that China is doing very poorly right now. I just saw some reports coming out, and I
more
don't want
lies
that to happen to China. I like the president a lot, President Xi. I don't want it to happen. I was actually saddened to hear it, but they are getting absolutely hammered in China. And, you know, they're sending boats, the biggest boats in the world, carrying cargo like nobody's ever seen before. These are the biggest boats in the world, biggest cargo ships in the world. And they're coming and they're turning around in the Pacific Ocean. They're doing a big U-turn and going back because they don't want the goods, because 145% tariff. But at a certain point, I hope we're going to make a deal with China. We're talking to China, but their factories are closing all over China because we're not taking their product. We don't want their product unless they're going to be fair with us. And that includes intellectual property and other things. There are a lot of things far beyond just buy, sell. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, I was not, because somebody said, well, were you happy? I said, I am not happy. I want China to do well. I want every country to do well. But they have to treat us fairly also. So with that, I think we're going to maybe go around, and we have some letters where the
What's up, Joe Cool?
Secretaries and people around the table.
Thanks for checking in, dude.
Making statements about how they're doing and what's happening. And I could start with Pete on the left because he's my least controversial person at the moment.
That's oh shit, sorry. There you go. I didn't mean to leave you out, Sasquatch.
It's because you don't love me no more.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
You're good, dude. I needed to say it anyway.
Hegseth is on the chopping block, right? That's the rumors. This dude needs to go. He's leaking reports to his Fox News wife. His fashion faux pas are just unmatched. Camouflage tie. Like, did he wake up in the morning and think that was a good idea? Like, he knows he's on the chopping block, and this is how he recovers. He wears a stupid tie. He's like, look at me. I'm patriotic. I have a camouflage tie and an American flag handkerchief in my pocket. And I drink coffee without a freaking saucer. I'm an animal. Like, this dude is too much. Let's see what he says. It is a funny joke. That is a funny joke. Let's see what he has to say here. Let's see if he can recover. I think he's going to go. I don't know what that lapel pin is. I'm looking at it on the big screen. I'm not sure what that is. And again, I hate lapel pins. I think they mess up a suit. I think it's crazy that as a president of the United States, you have to wear a freaking American flag lapel pin on your suit. This is like Clerks or Office Space where you have to wear flair on your suit. It's too much. It's too much. It's cheesy. This isn't summer camp, right? Let's do away with these stupid pins on your lapels. Let's get to it. Here we go.
I don't know how good he is. So we'll go around the table, and you can hear these are cabinet meetings where they're very open and transparent. And I can guarantee you Biden didn't do this. Yeah, he didn't do this.
I love how he says Biden. More flair. There it is. Thank you, Joe.
Controversial because we're over the target. And like so many things, Mr. President, you inherited a demoralized military that couldn't recruit, that was perceived as weak after what happened in Afghanistan and elsewhere because of Joe Biden. And what we have seen since your election and the inauguration has been nothing short of a recruiting renaissance. Decades, it hasn't been decades.
I mean, respectfully, who the hell wants to join the army now? Who the hell wants to go to Ukraine, Iran? Who wants to go to the Middle East and fight for someone who's not an American? Like, no, don't do it. Don't fall for the trap. Sorry if I sound unpatriotic. I think it's patriotic. Don't go fight for someone else. Don't do it. Don't do it. If someone attacks America, which is not going to happen, at least not a uniformed army is not going to attack America in our lifetime. It's not going to happen. Sure, there's going to be terrorism and all this, but it's only because of what we do in other places in the world. We're pissing off other people. Don't go and die overseas for someone else. Don't do it. Don't join. Don't do it. If someone attacks America, which they won't, just watch Red Dawn and follow the lead. That's it. Let's go. Here we go.
Since we've seen this kind of recruiting in the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, the men and women of America want to join the United States military led by President Donald Trump.
And the police, by the way.
Absolutely.
And
Look at this. Look at this. Look what she says. Why would you do that, Fiona? What is wrong with you? What is this obsession with this country? Why do you want to die for that country? They live at a better standard than us. We give them money all the time. What is it with this country? Why? Why would you fight for them? Why? Why? I know, listen, I don't want to live in Palestine either. I don't want to hear a call to prayer 5 times a day like in Dearborn, Michigan. I don't. But why would you want to die for this guy? Why? What is wrong with you? What has he ever done for you? There's a song by Janet Jackson. It's called What Have You Done For Me Lately? And at the beginning of it, she's talking to her girlfriend, who was actually Paula Abdul, who had, Paula Abdul is still famous. I remember
This
her.
is why I like Fiona. You ask a question and you get a straight answer.
Oh, okay. Good answer. All right. Well,
right?
yeah. Well, at least okay. I mean, there it is. I don't know why. I guess you think the end of the world is coming and all that stuff, prophecy. Okay. It is a straight answer. It's very nice. All right. So I rest my case. Can't talk to that. Let's get back to it. Here we go.
Fire. I always mention the fire, but the police and fire likewise they have waiting lists now. And 6 months ago was a disaster.
Truly historic. We can barely absorb the volume and retention as well. Men and women in the military who don't want to get out now that they have a real commander in chief. We're reinforcing standards. We're going to be fit, not fat in our formations. We welcome back all the folks who were forced out because of the COVID mandate. We ripped wokeness out of the military, sir, DEI, trans, and it's Fort Benning and Fort Bragg again.
So, okay. So I guess the question is, are you getting kicked out now? Are they kicking people out for being trans? Is that the new policy? I don't know. Are we back to don't ask, don't tell, or what?
I think it's more of a don't ask, don't tell situation. But if you can't get through the physical measures, you're out. And I don't think that has anything to do with anything anywhere. I mean, if you're not fit to be a soldier, you shouldn't maybe be a soldier.
Yeah, Calvin, this is happening today. This is live. We're maybe like 20, 30 minutes behind. Yeah, he said the trans, maybe we're going to get rid of the I don't know. I think, weren't trans people like joining the military so they could get the hormones? Am I just dreaming that, or did that really happen?
That might have really happened. I feel like that might have really happened, bro. That seems like the type of Onion headline that I'd see in reality.
Dudes are like, I need to get my wiener chopped off.
Oh, in the military.
I'll join the army. Please chop my wiener off now that I have TRICARE, right?
Be less than you could be.
Is Fiona trans for real?
Yeah.
No way.
Trans comedian right there, bro. Like,
okay.
It's hilarious, actually.
It's like, where can I get my wiener chopped off? Or should I, it's sometimes I almost have a show where we don't talk about trans. Like sometimes, but that day has never happened. There's not one show that goes by where I don't talk about trans. It's not planned. It's just trans is like so hot, Yes, that's a trans flag, and I got it during my trans rally. I want the flag.
He needed the money.
Yeah. I want the flag with the yellow thing in the middle. I don't know what the yellow one is, but this is not the up-to-date flag. It's got like all the chevrons, rainbow. It still needs the yellow thing. Anyways, yeah, are they kicking out trans? I mean, they say a lot of things, but what's the policy? Are we going to kick out trans now?
I don't know.
And then what about studs? Like they look like dudes, but they're
right. See, studs confuse me, man. Like I know a few of them, and they have no interest in being men. They are not men. They are women, and they'll tell you real freaking quick, look, I'm a stud. And I'm like, okay, this is a little more than your tom girl. This is, your tomboy or whatever. But it's not as far as trans, and they're not exactly cross-dressing, but they kind of are. They confuse me so much. I just sit and listen, wait to understand, because I feel like I'm missing something that they know that I don't.
It's yeah, I'm trying to be professional. I'm trying not to go down in the gutter, but like, just like Godfather 3, it always pulls me back in. So let's just go there. I hate the fact that I know this, but I do for some reason. Of course, we know who Jenna Jameson is, right? Yes. She just got divorced from her girlfriend, or excuse me, wife, and she's in a new relationship with a straight up stud. She's on Instagram if you want to check it out. I just wanted to point that out. Is there jealousy, right? Is there jealousy for straight cisgender males from the studs? Like, maybe, especially when a stud pulls like a really.
I don't get that impression though. All of them I've talked to, they're just more comfortable this way than the way people expect them to be, because they're not doing the club scene. They're not going out there with fake hair and big booties and dancing. They're just going out and hanging out like one of the guys. So they dress the part. That way they don't get run up with dudes trying to run up on them. They don't have to deal with all of the stress of being a beautiful woman in a club. They just completely miss all that stuff by going a little bit more masculine than you would expect. It's a very clever ruse when it comes down to just trying to live your life without standing out. Studs.
They stand out to me. I don't think it's, those people.
Those people. Sir. This has become problematic, sir.
I think that they're, some people are like going through a phase. Some people are fakers. I think studs are real, though. I think they're pure, whatever that is. I think there's just a lot of jealousy because a lot of these studs, they pull beautiful women somehow. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy how beautiful these women that these studs pull. And it's like, you could be a man. You could be like, look at me trying to get some hot chick, going to the gym, working hard, earning money. You get a car, you get a house, you get a career, you stay in shape, you try to get a hot chick, and some stud swoops in and just steals all the hot chicks. It's crazy. It's crazy. But we're really off the rails now. Let's just get back to it. Of course, we became off the rails because Pete Hegseth said something about trans, and my question to him is, when are you getting fired, and are you actually kicking trans out of the military, and are studs trans? Studs are not trans, so they can stay, obviously, but let's see. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it and see what the situation is here.
At the DOD. We're rebuilding the military, sir. The Golden Dome is well underway. F-47, reassuring allies and deterring enemies. We found nearly $6 billion in DOGE savings that we're going to reinvest, including $50 billion from the Biden administration focused on things like climate that have nothing to do with lethality and warfighting. And we will have, as you said, sir, the first $1 trillion budget that we plan to spend wisely on behalf of our warfighters. From day one, sir, we've helped get 100% operational control of the border, coming alongside DHS and CBP. We've got 11,000 troops on.
All right, this is all a bunch of crap, right? Okay, so we have a new fancy plane. Did you see how he snuck that in? The F-47. I guess that's the new one. I guess the F-35 was a waste of money or something. I don't know. Do we really need more?
That is a staging platform, sir. It was a test bed for new technologies.
Do we really need a new plane, right? Is this what we need? A new fancy plane? This is like a guy. No, this is like a middle-aged dude, or this is like a dude who spends all his money on cars, right? A dude who goes into debt financing Corvettes. What his dream is to own like a, I don't know, old Ferrari or something. And he just goes broke buying these stupid cars. These stupid cars. We don't need another plane, Pete Hegseth. We don't need all this stuff. I just can't stand all these bases. There was a time when I thought we were going to cut the military, and now all of a sudden the budget is $1 trillion for the first time. I'm so confused. And Pete Hegseth is a disaster. Let's go.
On the border, who now, because of the new national defense area, sir, can help detain illegals at the border and hand them over to.
This is funny. This is funny.
Yeah, no, I'm actually laughing about that right now. That's gorgeous, bro. We got a participation trophy winner here. Thank you, Queen Bird, for participating in the show. You did
that
good.
Is hilarious. Let's get you some claps.
Read it out loud for us.
Yeah, this is hilarious. Okay, so you have to know gay vernacular first off. Twink. Oh, oops, where did it go? Hold on. Where did it go? Yeah, that's like women complaining all the time men get swooped up by the twinks. I mean, yeah, I've never seen a hot chick with a twink. A lot of women sometimes, especially in their younger years, they are attracted to these gay men, or at least they used to be back when back when the gays had to hide more. Because let's face it, man, the gay men, they look good. They have this innate fashion sense, and they understand how to talk to women's. Plenty of women out there, especially the older ones, will tell you that they were attracted to or whatever. Remember, this seems crazy now, and maybe I'm going to show my age, but there was a time when I didn't know that George Michael was gay.
Wait, wait. Right? Your gaydar is so broken.
I'm from Southern Maryland. Like I didn't know anyone. Like I knew, like we knew there was a couple, the poor guy back then that couldn't hide that he was obviously feminine and gay, and it was unpleasant time in life for them. Unfortunately, I never picked on them, just for the record. But I didn't want to like sit next. I like avoided them because I didn't want someone to think I was gay. Right. I mean, that's just how it was. At least when I was really young. And then when I got older, it's like, whatever, I didn't care. But I didn't have MTV either. So I didn't see those Wham videos of him dancing around in those booty shorts. I would watch some MTV at my friend's house, and, George Michael was out there like, I want your sex. And then he had all these hot models on there. Remember? He had like the hottest European models on his videos. And I was like, wow, this guy gets like all the chicks. But you must know, or maybe you don't know, I saw an interview with the Spice Girls, Ginger Spice. She didn't know George Michael was gay because at one point she moved in with him for some reason. I don't know how famous he was or how famous she was. She needed a place to stay. And she said she was trying to push up on George Michael. She didn't even know he was gay. So I don't feel so bad. But back then, people weren't out with it so much. Even freaking George Michael. And then, of course, heavy metal, Rob Halford. Like, we had no idea that dude was gay.
My brother didn't know that Freddie Mercury was gay until like the mid 2000s. Like, it took an intervention to convince him. And he wore the Freddie Mercury mustache all through the 80s and 90s. Like the whole time, he was full on Freddie Mercury lookalike. And it took a full on intervention of a bunch of drunk guys at a party one night to freaking Fat Bottom Girls played on the radio. And he was like, that was the coolest guy ever. And everybody was like, he was a total twink, dude. No, like 20 people. Yes, listen. It's true.
The thing about me, I never had that MTV. Like we were the only neighborhood, the kids, we're the only house where the parents refused to get cable TV when it came around. And it was like the best decision ever. But I didn't even know who Queen was. I knew that We Will Rock You song was awesome, right? You'd hear that at like stadium, but I didn't know what they looked like. I didn't know even who sang it. The first time I knew what Queen was when I watched Wayne's World. It's like I never heard that. I never heard that, whatever that song is, Mamma Mia's song. And I was like, what is this? And I don't know, like all of a sudden after, I guess it was popular, but for some reason it never came onto my radar or gaydar, so to speak, until Wayne's World. And then after Wayne's World, it was like, oh, okay, this is Queen. And then of course, Under Pressure, I knew Vanilla Ice. And then they're like, someone found out that it was Queen. And I was like, what? It's like really blowing my mind as a young child. But yeah, there was a time. Why are we talking about gays again?
I don't know. You just seem to be drawn to this topic like a fly to a flame. Like moths. We're going to start out for being gay too close to the sun or something. I don't know, dude. Maybe we're advancing our career by doing this. We could like pull a Sasquatch and midlife bro logic meetup like you and Jack Talcott did. I missed that whole thing and I really feel bad about it. I looked up, was like, that happened. Oh my God, that happened. And I wasn't here. We'll shed one tear in the shower, like a real man. So no one can see.
We went to a baseball game.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm proud of you, dude. Getting out of there and touching grass. That was pretty cool. I'm proud of him. I'm so proud of him to not compromise on the things that you say when or at least not stop saying the things that you say when the whole world seems stacked against you. That takes balls, whether you agree with him, disagree with him, or don't, whatever. We hate him, like him, love him, whatever. That takes commitment, bro.
It takes something. Yeah, he's in town, but I don't know how long he's going to be in town for. But be prepared for more Talcott Tuesdays with Barnabas. Maybe we don't know where God is going to lead him, but there'll probably be more in my estimation. All right, I was just going to try to stop talking about gays and trans. I really just wanted to finish the show without talking about gays or trans, or have one show where I don't talk about trans. Right, but just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. And here we go.
One of them isms.
Here's our resident gay, Candor the Enigma. Welcome to the show, sir. It's a pleasure and honor to have you here.
Yeah, you fucking rule. Rock and roll.
There we go.
Barney, CaucSquatch, nothing really matters. Anyone can see, nothing really matters.
But I'm not a nihilist.
Me. He's singing a song, Sasquatch.
I know.
Yeah.
But he was a nihilist. I'm not.
To me. If we want to get all theatrical. No, what it is, I'm like Barney. I picked up more.
Oh, hold on. Queen Bird is coming with the heat. That's who I was trying to remember. I remember when Ricky Martin came out as gay, and I listen. I'm sorry, Candor. I wanted to mention his name, but I forgot him. It is so annoying as a straight man, right? And when some good-looking guy comes out and he dances, and all the women are swooning, and it's like, oh, you get so jealous, right? Living La Vida Loca was like, bro, that just like took the world by storm, right? And that's not even to mention his Menudo days. Of course, I never listened to that. But when he came out as gay, I was like, ha, 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 look at you now. Ricky Martin's gay. You can't have him. And it was like, it's just that jealousy came out. I don't know. It's a little bit of evil inside me, I suppose. But yeah, he's so obviously gay now. But even back then, we didn't even know it. We didn't know it. Okay, go ahead, Candor. Did you know Ricky Martin was gay?
Of course, I knew he was gay. As soon as that song came out, I knew a lot of people were gay. You'd have to be blind.
I didn't know that the guy from House of Cards was gay. He lives in Baltimore, or did. What's his name? What's that actor?
Barney, you like me, when it came to Wayne's World, Queen got revived and everyone was back into him again because of Wayne's World. Even though he was already popular and it brought a new generation of people. I knew Queen because both my parents were obsessed in Queen, and then Pink Floyd and all that kind of stuff. They were like,
maybe that's why you're gay. They listened to too much Queen when she was pregnant.
Wait, no, she fed us like Diana Ross and everything, so that's why I'm gay.
That'll do it. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. That's right.
If it was a black woman with a soul voice, she was playing it, and I'm sure a hairdresser put their hands on me to make me gay. But then again, it's all good. I'm saving the population and giving you more women.
That's right. You take one with you and you leave extra for us. I appreciate that. Listen, Candor, Pete Hegseth is up here. He's on the chopping block. He's got a camouflage tie, an American flag handkerchief in his pocket. He's drinking coffee from a cup without a saucer. What a freaking animal. I mean, do you have anything to say about this? Wow.
Maybe he's trying to get in with his base, the hillbilly rednecks of Appalachia. That would do it. All he needs is a hip flask and a Marlboro Red, and he's got the trifecta.
I mean, he's trying. He's kind of a poser as far as I'm concerned. Like, well, is he going to go to Monster Jam? Right? Is he going to go to the tractor pull?
Sunday.
Is he going to go to the Demolition Derby? Monster Jam's awesome, by the way.
Do you remember Cisco?
What's that?
Do you remember Cisco, the Fong song?
He's from Baltimore. Yeah. Thong. I think he goes.
Thong.
Yeah, the Fong.
His band is named after that park right around here called Drew. It's called Druid Hill, and they call themselves Drew Hill. It's like 5 minutes, it's not even 5 minutes away from me right now.
So what's the crack with Trump lately? Has he caused any more grief for these liberals?
Well, Pete Hegseth is an idiot and a moron, and he's messing up, and he should be fired, and he might be fired, but Trump's pretending like he's not going to fire him, or maybe he's not going to fire him. I don't know. That's the latest. Trump is just telling us how awesome he is. That's it. We're just watching the meeting.
The lady in pink.
What's up?
Is the lady in pink been talking about tariffs or anything?
Who's the lady in pink? Oh, Caroline Leavitt.
Yeah.
It's just the same stuff. It's just the same. Look how awesome I am. We're great. But at the end of the day, I'm waiting for this Ukrainian war to end. I'm waiting to see if we're going to start a war with Iran. I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting for the big news. Right now, it's just like cheerleading for the home team.
Caroline Leavitt. It said I noticed a clip on YouTube. It says that she's won a case with The View, and she's getting 800 million. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know if you've heard of it, but that's what I heard the other day, saying that she's won a case for discrimination.
I don't know what you're talking about. It sounds like fake news to me, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just like, I was testing to see if you've heard anything in America, because it was popping up on YouTube, flying around.
I don't know anything about that. It sounds fake. I mean, I don't know everything, but it sounds just like, people just post lies for fun and for engagement nowadays. Or maybe they've always done that. But let's get back to this Trump thing. Let's see what he's up to. This is pretty much live. We're maybe like 30, 40 minutes behind, though. But we're going to have a listen here. See if anything big is going to happen. And look at this guy's fashion sense. I mean, what do you think of this camouflage tie?
You'll never see him coming.
Lol. Let's go.
The CBP. It used to be if you saw camouflage on the border, they could hold binoculars, and that's it. Now we can detain and assist, and we're going to get 100% operational control of that border. Our NATO allies know they have to step up. The Houthis in the Middle East are feeling the weight of American power, and we're deterring communist China. So because of your leadership, sir, I believe we're making the military great again. Thank you.
Sucking up.
Thank you.
Sucking up.
Howard. So I have the pleasure of running the investment accelerator, which gets to recruit these companies. And you've never seen anything like the companies committed to building in America. Technology companies have committed over $2.5 trillion to build in America based on your tariffs, right? Sovereign countries, all backing the whole Middle East and all these countries backing their sovereign wealth funds. They all want to invest in America, and they're coming in, again, over $3 trillion committed. So just those two topics, we're at $5.5 trillion. And then you've got the whole pharma industry knows it's got to come home because America pays for all the drugs of the world. So the pharmaceuticals have to come home, right? Auto's coming home, industrial's coming home. So, we've got to train, and your great Secretary of Labor together and Secretary of Education together, we're going to train the workforce to build America. It's unbelievable. We've got so much, as I travel around, the attention on the Trump Gold Card. I mean, it makes me very popular. Last night, I was out to dinner, and someone came up and said, can I buy 10? And how do I buy 10? And I'm like, that's pretty good. It's $50 million for dinner. So, I was paying for my dinner. The External Revenue Service, right? You've got the tariffs and the hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars coming in to build the External Revenue Service. That our objective, of course, is to replace the Internal Revenue Service and let those outside countries trading with us, let them pay their fair share to America. And then, of course, you got rid of de minimis. And what happened is these foreign countries were sending in little packages for free and knocking out our mom and pop businesses across America. You put an end to it, and you're going to rebuild the mom and pop and the small business of America. You're their president, and I'm proud to support you. It's very important. De minimis. It's a big deal. It's a big scam going on against our country, against really small businesses, and we've put an end to it.
Mr. President. So CAFE standards, we have a fuel economy standards on vehicles that are going to go to 50 miles per gallon. We are going to rewrite those standards, bring it down to something that's far more reasonable. Elon's fine with that, I hope. But it's going to drive down. It's going to drive down the price of a car in America, making cars more affordable for families. Also, Biden had the social cost of credit when we build infrastructure, roads, and bridges, adding 3 to 5% on infrastructure costs. We've gotten rid of the social cost of carbon, driving down the cost to build roads and bridges across the country. We have what is called follow the law. So we have so many states and municipalities that don't follow the law. So whether it's DEI, discriminating against Americans, whether they give illegals driver's license, or their sanctuary cities or states, if you don't follow the law, if you're giving license to illegals, if you're having DEI policies, we're not going to fund your projects. So you got to certify in your state or in your city to get road and bridge money or rail money that you're actually following the law, which includes executive orders from you, Mr. President. We're cutting back funding. We send research money, Mr. President, to universities to do research on more equitable and sustainable transportation systems. Projects that'll use data and public opinion to inform policy and infrastructure and technology benefiting diverse communities, including women and gender nonconforming people. Just stupid waste of money. Pulling that money back from universities. We should do good research if we're researching universities. And then one last thing, air traffic control. We don't have enough air traffic controllers, about 3,000 short. We're working on an agreement with the union. So when controllers become retirement eligible, we're going to cut a deal to try to get them to stay longer, stay in the tower. And then we have a plan to put more butts in seats in Oklahoma City so we can get more students through the academy and into towers as well. It's going to take us a while to do that, to train them up, but we're in the process before our 4 years are done. Well, before that, we're going to be at full capacity.
John, you want to tell them about, I think we have to bring it up. We have very obsolete equipment for air traffic controllers. The equipment, the towers have horrible equipment. It's been renovated for years. The money they spent over the last 4 years, this Buttigieg did a horrible job. Wasted billions and billions of dollars hooking up wire equipment to non-wire equipment to satellite equipment. And you're not, a third grade student would know it doesn't work. You can't work. They wasted tens of billions of dollars. But we want to put a brand new air traffic control system in, and you might want to describe that, please.
You and I have talked about this. It's a state-of-the-art system, envy of the world. And it's, I mean, listen, our system is safe, but you would have hoped someone would have seen that there's a problem with fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters coming in at DCA. Someone should have seen that before we lost almost 70 lives. It's our job to look and see that we have
Yeah. So did we see that? The helicopter, that it's pretty sad, man. It's pretty sad that this helicopter flew into a plane.
How does that happen?
Well, the report just came out, and they're blaming the woman, and they were trying to hide her. They're trying to hide her identity. They were trying to hide the fact that she was like working for Biden. They were trying to scrub the internet. They were trying to hide her LGBTQ ties.
That crap. If she's done something wrong, she should be exposed.
Well, I mean, she's dead now, so it's just it's tough to, I've made plenty of mistakes in life. I've done plenty of things I wish I could do better, redo. But ultimately, my legacy is not flying a helicopter into a plane and killing 70 people. That's pretty rough, especially for the family and whatnot. What?
Just like airwaves, like on a map, like in the air. How the hell does one manage to collide into a plane? It's bizarre.
Well, like apparently she was flying too high. The air traffic controllers not to do it, and then her co-pilot trainer or something was like, "Stop flying so high." And
she was told to stop it, basically.
Yeah.
And she going, wow, this is what I mean about people. They need to start listening and taking note and actually being told what to do.
Hold on. Can I tell a really off-color joke?
It's a family show, so
it's not that off-color. It's not like that. It's just it's in slightly bad taste. The problem is that her co-pilot told her to change her altitude, and she thought he said change your attitude, and immediately started mouthing off and ran into an airplane.
Yeah. Well, that's typical with like a butch lesbian. You have to be right. I was watching them men's faces on that table. And I can honestly say Monica has never left that building yet, on her knees doing her best work ever. And I think Stormy Daniels was in there as well, wrestling with her underneath the table.
Oh my God.
See, this is supposed to be a family show. That was just a conversation we talked about right before I slightly blew.
I nothing about adult activities. I just mentioned they were on their knees under the table wrestling.
Look at Calvin. He's in his mind of his own. Sorry, this has nothing to do with anything. Putin isn't respecting Trump's demands. Trump can't make demands in regards to Ukraine because Russia's winning. Again, they're winning. They have always been winning. What kind of demands can he make? Hey, Putin, stop attacking. Who's going to stop him?
By the
Nobody.
way, is this true? I read a comment from Melissa that Trump is actually not getting paid to be a president. He's not wanting money to be the president.
No, he gets, what is it, 400,000? He can do it.
Bro,
With he wants.
all of the presidents of recent history have donated their salaries to charity. It's never been about that money.
Okay.
Well, I mean, 400,000 is not a lot to them. It's what people are saying is that they rewrite code and laws in ways to benefit them, which they do. But it's more than money now. It's his legacy. He might as well just change it not to the Gulf of America, but to the Gulf of Trump. I mean, why not? Right? This Gulf of America works. Refusing presidential pay. Okay, that's great. Whatever. But that doesn't mean,
What Trump needs to do in America, this is just my point of view, in structure, they need to get back into making things and building up their own country. And I say the same with the UK, so they're independent more. And then they can put out better tariffs, like charge people more. And it gets people back into work. It gets them into apprenticeships. Instead of going for these crazy degrees where you've got to pay thousands to $1 million off and wasting your time, or you end up in jail and you still got to pay it off. Instead of doing that, get yourselves into apprenticeships in good companies what want to hire you when your apprenticeship's finished. That way you're getting the experience as well as being paid. It may not be the best pay, but you are getting the experience while you're doing it, while you're living at home, before you can branch out and get a proper pay and get your own home. This is what people are doing.
You think all these tariffs are going to work?
I think some will. But what I'm more focused is for the American people with this ideology thinking that they're all going to be lawyers, doctors, and everything under the sun. You're competing with how many people for the same type of job after you've done your degree, and you're not all going to be in that work. You're going to be unemployed. So use your brains and get into an apprenticeship.
Well, listen.
And then you can make your own companies and make your own money.
I'm not against people going to school to become a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, right? That's the path. But I think hold on. But I'm what'd you say?
Not all of them succeed, and when they do get the degree, there just isn't the jobs there. It's the same problem what's going on in the UK.
Listen,
for years.
No, there's plenty of doctor jobs, trust me, because we have all these immigrant doctors, right? If you can become a doctor, you can get a doctor job, I promise you. As far as lawyers go, there's no clear path for a lawyer. You can do your own practice, you can try to work for a law firm, but lawyers can make it too. I think, this is just speaking from my knowledge of nothing, that I'm 48, and when I was young, people would say like, oh, not everyone went to college, and it was like some prestigious thing. It's like, oh, they're going to college. But nowadays, it's like anyone can get into college, including people who can't even read, go to college. And then it's all of these.
You can't go to college.
Hold on. It's like some of these degrees are not a clear path to financial success, and they make up interesting degrees that really maybe the cost benefit analysis has not been properly mathed out there, and that's kind of the problem. And I think the fact that anyone can go to college that basically wants to, it's dumbed it down. It's made it to the point where it's not prestigious like it used to be. It's not the end of it's not a complete path to success. But what's up?
Don't hate me, but I thought you were like in your early 50s.
Thanks.
No, I did. I thought it was like that because I'm in my 40s. No, you're not that much older than me. I'm 42. I'm 43 at the end of this year. So you're only a little bit older than me. That's crazy. I'm not saying that you look ancient. I just thought you were like a bit older.
Thanks for making me feel like shit. I do appreciate that, but I guess
You look young, Barney. I'll give you that. You look young.
I look young, but I look like I'm in my 50s. That doesn't
Early 50s, because I thought, seeing that Sophie Petrelli photo, the way that photo was, it looked like really old fashioned. And I thought, hang on, how old's Barney? Is he from the 70s or something, like born 70s?
Of course, he's talking about the first time I dressed in female clothes. That is me, everybody. That was my first.
It won't be the last time.
And it won't be the last time. There we go.
See, I thought that
he was young and needed the money.
He's or something, you know what I mean?
I mean, listen, I don't know. Are you trying to make me feel better or something? Yeah, the picture looks old, but if you look at footage from like 2000, like look at 9/11 footage. It looks like it was filmed with a goddamn potato for some reason. I don't know how this footage looks so old. It looked fresh back.
That might have been a bad comparison, bro. maybe use the different one.
I just speak my mind. That photo looks like a 1970s photo. It does. The exposure on it. And I thought it was just from the 70s.
Well, I was born in 1976, so it probably is.
There you go.
I don't even remember it. Like, how old am I there? 4? That could still be like 1979.
See, I was born in the best era, 82. You know, when the Eurythmics came out and stuff, you know, the cool people.
The cool people, indeed. All right, let's get back to Trump. Let's see if we figure something out here.
You know, New Order.
Yeah, New Order's great. How does it feel, right? Let's go.
Aging infrastructure around air traffic control. So if we don't build a brand new system, there's going to be failures and people will lose their lives. And so we need to help Congress to help fund this, but it's going to be all brand new. And after you build a brand new system, we have the bedrock and the foundation to actually build on top of it. But no one has done this, Mr. President. There's Band-Aid fixes that have happened over the course of 20 years. You can't have a Band-Aid fix. It doesn't get done. It has to be brand new. The technology, it looks like it's out of 1980s movies, old computers, floppy disks. We're using copper wires, not fiber. So there are great solutions we have available. That, by the way, everyone's sick of their delayed flights or their canceled flights. We have more capacity in the airspace, and if we rebuild this brand new system, what you'll have is more efficiency in the airspace, and it will be safer. So the economy will be stronger. We can have more flights and less delays. So I appreciate your support of that, Mr. President.
Rebuilding that is very important. You wouldn't have had the helicopter crashing into the plane at 400 feet up when it's supposed to be 200 feet. That would have bells and whistles would have been gone over, and you would have heard the screaming equipment saying, "There's a problem coming up in 15 seconds. You got to do something about it right now." And it would have also sent the word right into the helicopter, because I guess you'll be doing the full report on that. But it was pretty obvious what happened. And there was supposed to be at 200 feet. There were 400 feet, and a terrible thing. And that wouldn't have happened if we had the right equipment. If we had the right equipment, you would have heard bells and whistles going off, and it would have alerted long before that would have happened. 2 minutes before, it would have been a lot of time. So we have to do this. We have no choice, and we're going to do it. We're going to be very proud of it. They did old equipment in new equipment. And you can't hook in old equipment to new equipment because it's different. Some is satellite and some is ground. The satellite doesn't work. This man would know that better than anybody, but you can't hook up a satellite system to a ground wired system. And if you do, you're wasting a lot of money. They spent billions. This is Buttigieg.
I mean, this guy's doing a lot of explaining, right? And there's lots of planes crashing under Trump. That's a fact. I guess this is his recovery. Blame the equipment. It is a bit odd that all these planes are blowing up under Trump.
It's not the equipment, it's the people driving the freaking taking note and doing the job properly.
But since Trump became president, am I wrong in saying that there's like a ton more plane accidents? I mean, we have to say that. I voted for Trump. I'm glad he's president, but we have to look at things and be like, what the hell is going on here? We have to acknowledge this.
Might it not have something to do with the hiring practices of the previous years?
You know what's happening, Barney? Kamala Harris is going around taking out bolts and screws out of all these machines just to blame Trump. You know what it is. You know what's happening. She's snake. She's got no legs. She's a snake. She's a serpent going around, slithering. Yes.
How many people you think? How many Americans do you think Kamala would kill to become president?
Billion.
Serious question.
Depends on how much you swallowed.
Kamala would be ending all civilization just to become president because everyone in is more really than what she is. She'd even kill off Biden. Biden would get a chance in the game before her, and he is brain dead.
She probably would kill people to become president. I mean, I bet. Just like a totally innocent person, right? Just come up behind him and shoot him in the head to become president. I bet she'd do it. I bet she'd do it more than once. She's that low. She's that horrible of a person, in my opinion. I could be wrong. But I don't know. Anyways, I gotta end it. This is going on too long. I'm sorry I couldn't finish the meeting, but that's where it is. It looks kind of like a boring meeting, anyways. It's like, look at us, we're awesome. We're gonna build a new plane.
Who's the bald guy?
He is Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce.
So he seemed to be very confident in what he was saying.
Well, bald men, he didn't get by on his looks, right? And bald men have to get by on something else. We lost our hair. We lost our mojo. We're like Samson. You got to put your nose to the grind and get to it. The dude, yeah, he does exude confidence. He does exude knowledge, leadership, experience, unlike Pete Hegseth, who just looks like a mess. He's just a mess.
This is what I'm saying. Out of them on all the table, where Trump's always confident. He seems like the confident one when he was talking, and the rest of them just like seem like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
they need more people in knowing what they're doing, like that dude, regardless if he's bald or not. I just don't know his name.
I told you his name. His name is Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce.
Howard Lutnick. Okay. But Barney, there's nothing wrong with being bald. Bald men are cool.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Did you hear that, Sasquatch?
Yeah, I hear you saying I ruined everything.
I'm cool.
By the way, how old is Sasquatch?
He's 25.
47 is what I'm told.
Is what you told. You don't know what you did about.
I don't remember all of my birthdays.
You were just thrown into the air, and there you were.
Now spring fully formed from YouTube's head.
They found you in a cabbage patch somewhere.
No joke though. My mom used to tell me that I was delivered by a crow because they were out of storks.
Wow.
I know. She was such a savage.
That doesn't sound pleasant. That sounds mean.
Wait, at least yours didn't say you came by demons. That would present it.
Hey, before I was Sasquatch, they called me Rasputin as a child.
Really?
You should attach that.
Yes. I'm not even joking.
Did you hear the rumors about Rasputin?
Which ones?
The ones that he was a ladies' man because of his appendage, and apparently when they killed him, they cut it off and stuck it in a jar somewhere because it was so enormous.
It was that big.
That's what they say. I'm serious. It was so big it destroyed the Romanov dynasty. And
yeah, this is accurate. This is all true. Like,
Russia's never seen a king since. Yeah.
Barney, did you have a good time at the baseball?
No, I wasn't shot, castrated, poisoned, had my throat cut, hung, drugged down the street. They worked him over real good, and apparently he shook it off for a little while.
Yeah, let's for those of you who don't know, I met the legend, the spiritual guru, spiritual leader of the Panelverse, Talcott, and he was in Midlife Bro Logic studios yesterday. Let's see if I can bring this up. Here we go. And then we went to a freaking baseball game. We went to the Orioles. That's us. Check it out. He's in town, so you may see more. Of course, the Orioles lost 15-2. So not really the result we wanted, but we don't really care about baseball. We just wanted to have a good time, so it was fun.
Did you hit a bar after?
What's up?
Did you hit the bar after?
No, we didn't. No, it's Talcott doesn't drink for one. And interestingly, no, we just went home. It was late. But that's
Then
it.
you made vegan food.
We had vegan food. Oh yeah, I have it here. You want to see?
Yes.
We made tofu for the vegan. There it is. Look at that. Barnabas can cook. Tofu, rice, hoisin sauce, scallions. We had a salad too. I didn't take a picture.
Bro, that is absolutely gorgeous. That plate setting is amazing, bro.
Thanks.
Look at that. He's a chef.
Thanks.
Chef's kiss. But you know what's missing?
Where's your Instagram feed, man? Like, why ain't you doing that stuff? That's what you should be doing. That is a talent. That's not like most people don't do that. That's the type of trash I throw down in the kitchen when I want to be special, because my aunt made me learn to do that stupid trash.
I have a failed cooking channel, Sasquatch.
Do it again. Try again, bro.
Annie.
There's got to be a reason it failed. Now you've got the experience of dealing with people. You could probably pull that shit off live and do it like the next Gordon Ramsay, bro. Like,
look at Calvin Hayden. Okay, let's go back. Hold on.
I know, dude, that's not a Google pic.
Barney, Gordon Ramsay will say, "Get in my kitchen. He'll be hiring you as a helper in his kitchens. You could make a fortune."
Yeah, no, I was a professional chef for years, and no thanks. I'm not going to work for that asshole Gordon Ramsay. Trust me and believe that. Here we go. Look at my here. Here's another one.
It looks to me like you don't have to work for that asshole. That you could just do that shit at home and film it.
It's missing some meat on top of it, like I think.
There's corned beef and cabbage. It's corned beef and cabbage, baby. Look at that. That's me. That's on my posts.
I know you sent me one picture what you made, and it was nice. And that was it. Because you stuck the knife in it like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Where the hell did you get that type of knife from? The 15th century?
It's actually a tenant left it. It's an old like handmade Pakistani knife. It's a horrible tenant that had to evict and fight with.
Got a very nice knife. Go figure.
No, I mean, no, it's actually a piece of crap, but it just kind of fit the. I mean, I made it. It looked here. Let's look at it again. It looked neat. It's like a handmade. Like Pakistani makes a bunch of handmade crap, but it's. I never used it for anything. I certainly didn't eat with it.
The point of it is, it's not the kind of thing you can go pick up at your local Walmart. It's just different enough to make a point.
It looks like you get Game of Thrones or The Witcher.
Yeah, it had a cool look. I like this picture. It's pretty neat. Just put something together there. But
I was impressed by the picture when you showed us that, Barney.
What's up?
I was impressed the time when you showed us that picture way back. I was like, yes.
I mean, yeah, maybe I'll start posting my just stay tuned. If you guys like this, I'll post more pictures of Midlife Bro Logic cooking under my YouTube posts. And if I get 10,000 subs, I will post some of my old failed YouTube channel, which still exists. It's just unlisted. So I have some cooking videos.
Step-by-step cooking channel in between, like once a week or something. I think it'd be cool.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot
of work. It is. One of my first channel tips that I wanted to do was going to be just meat and fire. And that was going to be the basis of it. A bunch of really close, like slow motion smoking and burning and searing and all of that with just big chunks of meaty meat. And that was going to be the whole freaking channel. And I filmed maybe 20 minutes of that trash and realized this is going to suck. This is going to really suck.
This is what it needs, though. It needs some comedy in it. And you've got that charisma to do a bit of comedy with it to make it more entertaining, and that's what draws people in. That's what you need.
I appreciate it. I do, but even now, the place I live is not. Let's just say the kitchen is a downgrade, to say the least.
That's what you need to be out in the urban areas, like near your woods, where there's bears prowling, and you cook and meat, and then you have a bear fight.
I don't get no further urban than suburban. That's as urban as I get, bro. I don't.
Actually, I have a video of me cooking bear
that
I killed.
Do you know what would be a good thing?
Do you have
was-
video of killing the bear? Because you could make that a whole series.
I do. No, I do actually. I mean, okay, you want to see that?
Dude, this could happen.
Hold
What
on.
you could do, you could film a 3-day in the outback, in the forest, living off the forest and cooking. That would be mint.
No, dude, there's so many people trying to do that gimmick, and it's so hard to do. I mean, just filming in my backyard was prohibitively difficult because the camera kept fogging up. I'm in Georgia. The sunlight was just causing sundogs all over the images, and I had to change positions every 15 seconds. It takes 4 hours to smoke a fucking rack of rib. Like, you got to plan it out. You got to have it. It's easier to do if you've got a proper facility to do it in.
Yeah. Cooking channel is a lot of work. It's where you can just like sit down and like talk off the top of the dome. Like I put a lot of work into that cooking channel, and it just didn't get the results. And then you see the level of competition in cooking channels. It's like, bro, how do you even break through? It's hard in YouTube to break through in anything, honestly.
But this is the thing, though. When you show your authentic self, that is what sells it.
But
You
not
know?
until you have an audience. If you show your authentic self to two people know about your authentic self. And that doesn't grow an audience, bro. I'm sorry. As cool as it would be to believe you, that's not the way YouTube
Remember when
works.
Danny had this channel and hardly anyone was here, and now he's got more people showing up because they like listening to him, because he's been his authentic self. He's not been a drama queen. He's not been a hater. He's just been his natural, cool self. And
Go
this
Team
is what
Purple.
people like. And like you come up, CaucSquatch, the other people come up, even the lawyer chick comes up, just being your normal selves, and this is what people like. And I'm telling you, it's a winner if you just keep pushing at it.
I thought you called her the liar chick. The lawyer chick. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Now, same so she's a lawyer, the liar chick. That is her job. She has to lie for a living to get money. I'm joking.
Look, I mean, I do appreciate all of this, Kando. It really makes me feel good. Sometimes, being a YouTuber is it feels rough. It feels rough. Like yesterday, I went horizontal. I had the legend in my studios, and he restreamed me. Thank God. He's got like a full on 8 people watching. I had like 9 people watching the whole time. It hurt. It hurts my feelings. It makes me question my whole will to go on with the YouTube thing. It's this up and down battle. Like,
bro, let me help you out with that. First of all, we've all got these 10 freaking soulmates out there that tuned in to watch us crash out. So love your haters as much as you love your followers. You know what I mean? Because they're watching more than the people who follow you.
No, I love the haters. I love the haters. I'm not saying that, but it's like, it's embarrassing. It just embarrasses me.
Honestly, Barney, I've seen that many people start channels with no one, and they've blown up, and they make money. And I have. All it is persistence and keep going. That's all it is.
Thank you.
I used to be a gamer channel, but I stopped because of family commitments. I had to look after my father. He had Alzheimer's, so I had no time. He was 24/7. That's what. And when I stopped it on, started a new channel and just come on talking to people, and that's what I do in all the different sectors. But yeah, you can do
There
it.
you go. Yes, sir.
Power bear.
The black bear is some of the toughest meat I have ever encountered in my life. That stuff, you could bang a door down with that stuff. You use it for hinges. It's freaking tough as hell.
It's not. I don't know, dude. I'm sorry. I just know how to cook. Maybe I'll show you. The truth is, I have a whole secret channel where I just post adventures outdoors, which I haven't been doing recently since I moved into the proper city. But I'll think about it. I do appreciate anyone who shows up or hears my voice, so thank you so much. But plus I'm going to be a world famous actor, and I think I won the lottery, so I got a lot going on. But thank you for joining me, and that's where we're at. So let's get to closing thoughts about anything. Trump, YouTube.
I think the sun is an angry god, and we should appease it with virgins in the lake. That's my closing thoughts. I'm going to go move in by the lake, by the way. So I'll just leave the birds right on down there and leave them there. It'd be okay.
Thank you so much, Gus.
My closing thoughts is, Barney, sorry about your age. I didn't realise, but now I know. No offence. It wasn't meant in any harsh way, but people out there, support Barney. He does good work. He makes you laugh. He's funny. It's light entertainment, and it's putting out facts too with what's going on. And that's a hard combination to combine all together. He's a genius. And if he starts cooking, support his channel, because I will watch it as well. And that is it.
Calvin, not Calvin, Candor. It's interesting. You break me down just to build me up. I certainly appreciate it either way. Thank you so much, Candor, and I will see you next time, my dude. Look out for those camouflage ties.
Bye, everybody.
Peace. All right, everybody. That's what's up. Trump had another meeting. I tried to cover it, but let's face it. It's just another look at me, I'm awesome kind of meeting. We're not getting any real information out of this. When are you going to fire Pete Hegseth? The guy's got to go. He wears a camouflage tie. He drinks coffee out of a cup without a saucer. What's wrong with this guy? Come on, Trump. You're on the cusp. You're on the cusp of greatness or total failure. Make sure you make the right turn. And on that note, thank you so much, everyone, for pulling up. I appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what to do. I'll see you next time. I don't have a schedule, baby. I go when I feel it. That's what's up. Peace and love to everyone out there. Deuces.
Good evening, America. This is your president, Donald J. Trump, the big man, number 45. And when I become number 47, America is going to freaking hear our freaking voices. So I want you to subscribe to Barnabas at Midlife Bro Logic. He's the number one voice of the Donald J. Trump campaign. Subscribe, like, tattoo it on your body, brand it on yourself. Let the world know about Midlife Bro Logic. It's the number one YouTube channel on all Trump operations. Make sure that you like and subscribe to Midlife Bro Logic. It's the number one Trump news channel for my campaign of 2024.